Can you all see PDF? Can you listen me? Anyone reply? Can you listen me? Okay, can you hear me? Everyone, can you hear me? Can you listen me? Okay. So see next one, numericals on three-phase induction motor we are going to see. First one, sum. Power input to the rotor of 400 volt, 50 hertz, 6 pole, three-phase induction motor is 75 kilowatt. Okay. What is 400 volt? It is the input voltage to which winding? Yes, we can tell 400 volt. It's the input voltage to which winding? Stator. Very good. It's a line voltage or phase voltage? Three-phase AC supply. So you will consider it as a line voltage or phase voltage? It's not phase voltage. Which one voltage it is? Line voltage. Okay. It's a line voltage. You will consider it as a peak or RMS? Peak or RMS? RMS. Got it? Okay. So 400 volt, it's a line voltage which is applied to stator windings and it's a RMS value. Okay. Then how many poles are there? 6 poles. These poles given to you are on stator or rotor? Yes, whatever the poles given, what do you think? It is given to you on stator or on rotor? Stator. Okay. And in slip ring induction motor, rotor is also wound for same number of poles. And in squirrel cage rotor itself automatically adjusts itself for 6 poles. Okay. So what is the conclusion? For three-phase induction motor, number of poles on stator and rotor are same. But whatever given in specification, they mention it of stator. Okay. Three-phase induction motor, input power is 75 kilowatt. Kilowatt, in kilowatt input power is given to you, means active power. Okay. Motor, its stator losses given 2 kilowatt. Okay. And mechanical losses given 750 watts. If frequency of EMF induced in the rotor circuit, that is also given 4 hertz. input frequency, you know, 50 hertz. Frequency of rotor also given 4 hertz. Using these two frequencies, what we can calculate? Yes, who can tell? Using these two frequencies, what we can calculate? Slip, very good. Okay, slip we can calculate. Formula all of you know, Fr is equals to S into F. So slip you will get 0.08, that is 8%. Okay, so you have been asked to calculate slip of induction motor, then rotor speed, that is N, rotor copper loss per phase, output of motor, input of motor, and efficiency of motor. Okay, all these parameters you have been asked to calculate. Now S, just now we have calculated S. Okay, so which one next parameter we can calculate? How to calculate rotor speed? For that, which one parameter we have to calculate first? Yes, read karo numerical and solve NS. Calculate everyone NS. NS, everyone calculate NS and post. Calculate NS and post your answer. And once you get NS, calculate N, rotor speed. Both the answers you post NS and N. Those who have finished with NS and N, calculate the rest parameters. Try to solve on your own. Okay, so how much NS? 120 F by P. Okay, everyone getting 1000 RPM. Very good. Now how to calculate N? Rotor speed. NS is a synchronous speed of rotating magnetic field. Whatever 1000 RPM you have calculated, it's a synchronous speed of rotating magnetic field produced by stator. We want rotor speed. Rotor speed is denoted by capital N. N is equals to NS into 1 minus S. Okay. So use this formula and calculate N. And everyone getting 920 RPM. Very good. Unit RPM, revolutions per minute. Okay. See the next, rotor copper loss per phase, output of motor, input of motor, and efficiency of motor. Which one parameter we can calculate next? See here. Now here, okay. See, motor, its stator losses given and mechanical losses also given to you. Okay. and input is given. So using input and stator losses, what you can calculate? See, power input 75 kilowatt. If from this you subtract 2 kilowatt, that is 73 kilowatt will be what? Yes, 75 input to rotor, that is sorry, input to motor, it to its stator, and minus stator losses. What you will get? Output of stator. Okay, here, okay, they have not used it. Okay, fine, that one also you can calculate. Here another method is there. This one relationship all of you know, P2 S to PC S to PM is this, 1 S to SS to 1. So whatever the parameters required to you, that you use. So here what is given to you? Power input, sorry, it's a power input not to stator. Sorry, what I am thinking that it's a power input to stator 75 kilowatt. It's not so, it's a power input to rotor. Okay, what is the power input to rotor? Which one parameter? Yes, which one variable for power input to rotor? P2. Okay, very good, P2. So P2 is given to you, 75. Slip is given, so you can calculate the, what is PC? Yes, what is PC? Rotor copper loss. Okay, PC is what? Rotor copper loss. Now here per phase, what you have been asked to calculate? Rotor copper loss per phase. Means which type of rotor is there? You have been asked to calculate rotor copper loss per phase. Means it's a squirrel cage or slip ring. It's a squirrel cage or slip ring. Because in squirrel cage bars are there. In slip ring induction motor 3 windings are there. Means rotor copper loss per phase means it's a slip ring. Got it? So whatever the total copper loss you got, divide it by 2 because 3 windings are there. So rotor copper loss per phase is 6 kilowatt divided by 3. Okay, so 2 kilowatt per phase. Next is what? Output of motor, input of motor, and efficiency. Okay, so here again another one relationship you can use, P2 by PM, 1 by S, 1 divided by 1 minus S. Here what's about P2 you know, S also know. Using that you can calculate PM. Now whatever is the PM, subtract from it mechanical losses, you will get P output. Okay, getting everyone? Okay, so using another one relationship, calculate PM 69 kilowatt, mechanical losses given 750 watts. See here given 750 watts. So 69 into 10 to the power 3 watt minus 750 watt will be the output of motor, and rotor input is given 75 kilowatt and stator losses also given. Add these two, you will get motor input. Now you know output, you know input, but you can calculate efficiency. Got the sum, everyone? Look for 1 minute, everyone. Look at it. Till that I'll take attendance. Okay. So if you got the sum, tell me. We'll go for next. Okay. Yours is which one division? L division. Today it's 22nd April. How many students are there? 50. Means 49. Today's count 49. Everyone please see the complete sum. We'll see the next one now. Second one sum. Got it? Can we go for next sum? Okay, everyone got it? Okay, easy. Numericals on three-phase induction motor are easy. Again, everyone keep in your mind that based on this, You will get asked MCQ question also, sub part of it, and complete numerical for 4 or 6 marks. Okay, everyone have to concentrate. Now see the next one. While delivering an useful power of 24 kilowatt to full load, a three-phase 50 hertz 8-pole induction motor, it draws a line current of 57 ampere while delivering an useful power of 24 kilowatt to full load. Means what is 24 kilowatt? Output power. Okay, to full load means it's a fully loaded. So output power is given. Three-phase 50 hertz, 8 poles are there on stator. It draws a line current. Line current is given to you 57 ampere. It runs at a speed of 750 rpm. Okay, it runs at a speed of 750 rpm. It runs at a speed of 720 rpm and is connected to 415 volt supply. Okay, so read, everyone read numerical. Speed is given to you, full load speed. Input voltage is given, again it's a line voltage, and which value? RMS value. Okay, power factor of motor is observed to be 0.707 lagging. See, all of you keep in your mind that three-phase induction motor is considered as, see, if its power factor is lagging and 0.707 means which type? Inductive type or capacitive type? Yes, or resistive type? Power factor is given. How much? 0.707 lagging power factor means three-phase induction motor is considered as which type of load? Which type load? Who can tell? Inductive. Very good. Okay, so all of you keep in your mind that three-phase induction motors, single-phase induction motor are considered as inductive type of load, and their power factor is in the range 0 to 1, 0 and 1, greater than 0, less than 1, and lagging power factor nature means current lags voltage. Got it? For three-phase induction motor, it has lagging power factor. Next, stator resistance per phase given to you, 0.1 ohm. Mechanical losses given. Calculate shaft torque, gross torque developed, rotor copper loss, stator copper loss, stator iron loss, overall efficiency. Okay, we'll see one by one. Now see here, this is the power flow diagram. We have seen the power flow diagram. Again, they have denoted over here. So which one parameters are given to you? Mechanical losses 1000 watt. Okay, output power given, power factor given, no load speed, input voltage. Again, what else? Okay, so if you know power output and mechanical losses, what you can calculate? Using this two, what you can calculate? Power output and mechanical losses, if you know, what you can calculate? If we add these two, what we'll get? PM. Very good. Okay, so P output plus mechanical losses, you can calculate PM. Okay, now no loads, full load speed is given 720 rpm, and number of poles given, frequency also given. So what you can calculate? Can we calculate NS here? Can we calculate NS? NS is equals to 120 F by P. Okay, so calculate NS. How much you will get? 750 rpm. Okay, 120 into F by P, 750 rpm. Now you know NS, you know N. What you can calculate? Yes, what we have done, we add these two, we got PM. Now N is given 750, NS, 720, and NS we have calculated 750. Using this, what we can calculate? Slip. Very good. Calculate slip. S is equals to NS minus N upon NS. Do you get 4% or 0.04? Are you getting slip? Okay. Next is what? Now you know slip, you know PM. What you can calculate? The rest all parameters. Slip if we know, and P2 S to PC S to PM is equals to 1 S to SS to 1 minus S. So out of this parameters, if any two you know, the rest all you can calculate. Okay. So use that relationship and calculate rest all parameters. So PM 25,000 watt, P2 S to PC S to PM. Using this you can calculate now PC, because PM we have, S we have. So this one parameter we know, PM we know, you can calculate PC. What is PC? Rotor copper loss. Okay. For rotor, it's a copper loss, PC. Got it? So rotor copper loss you have been asked to calculate. Then what? Shaft torque, gross torque developed, stator copper loss, stator iron loss. We'll calculate one by one. Again, shaft torque. What is the formula for shaft torque? It is the torque which is delivered to load. And all of you know what is the formula for P? P is equals to T omega. So whenever I say P shaft, T shaft means it's a torque which is developed to load, which is applied to load. So to load, how much power is delivered? How much power is delivered to load? P output. Okay. So P output, is it given? Yes, it's given 24 kilowatt. Okay. So P output, you know, divided by 2 pi n by 60, that is omega. You can calculate the shaft torque. And what's about gross torque developed? It's a PM by omega. Okay. Clear? Everyone got it? Shaft torque and gross torque, how to calculate? P is equals to T omega only you have to use. But which one power is delivered to load? P out. So using that, whatever shaft you will get, that will be useful torque, that is shaft torque. How much gross mechanical power a rotor is developing? PM. So whatever the respective torque, it is the gross torque. Clear both the torque? Next one is what? A rotor copper loss we know. So using this, you can calculate rotor input. Use this P2 S to PC is 1 by S. So using this, you can calculate rotor input. Now, stator input also you can calculate root 3 VLIL cos phi, all parameters given, VLIL given, cos phi given. Okay. Now, up to this, everyone got? Yes, getting the sum? Okay. Getting sum? Everyone? Okay. So next, P input. We have calculated stator current per phase is given. If nothing is given, consider stator is star connected. Okay. For stator, resistance per phase is given. So what will be the stator copper loss? It's a star connection. For star connection, what we have seen? What is the relationship between line and phase current? Yes, what we have seen for star connection, line and phase current are equal or not? For balanced star connected load, they are equal or not? Equal. Okay. So they are equal, line and phase current are equal. So 3 times of I square into R, stator copper loss. Okay. Now input you know, minus stator losses is equals to output, that we know P2. Just now we have calculated P2. Okay. See here P2 we have calculated, stator output, that is rotor input. So that one you know, input we know. Using this, what we can calculate? Stator losses. In stator losses, we have calculated stator copper loss. So easily you can calculate stator iron loss. Clear? Observe this part. Read it. Very easy sum. Only in formula you have to go on putting values. Input you can calculate because VLIL is given. Again, winding resistance is given, star connection, so IL and IPH is same, so IL is given, so using that you can calculate stator copper loss. Now input minus stator losses is output. So output also we have, see here, input of stator we have, output of stator we have. If we subtract from input to output, what will get? Losses. So stator losses will get from these two. See here, stator losses. Okay. Then stator copper losses we have calculated. So from this total losses, if you subtract stator copper loss, obviously which one you will get? Stator iron loss. Got the sum? Can we go for next sum? Can we go for next sum? Okay, clear. Material I already forwarded to you, all of you, practice and efficiency left. Okay, output by input is efficiency. Output of motor you have, it's given actually. Input just now we have calculated. So using this you can calculate the efficiency. Next one and last one sum. Then here three-phase induction motor is over. From tomorrow we'll start with single-phase induction motor. Okay. So read last one sum, everyone. Read it. 75 kilowatt, 4 pole, 75 kilowatt, 4 pole, 3 phase, 50 hertz induction motor. Means what is the 75 kilowatt you will consider? Input or output? It's a kilowatt, means it's active power. You will consider it as an input power or output power. If you see specifications, nameplate of motor, so what is it in the, it is given, it's the output power, means this one power it delivered to load maximum. Okay, 4 pole 3 phase is running at 1410 rpm, supplying, this one is supplying supplying full load, means it's a full load speed given to you. Okay, mechanical losses given 850 watt. Stator losses are 1.7 times rotor copper loss on full load. Stator losses are 1.7 times rotor copper loss on full load. Calculate rotor copper loss. Value of rotor resistance per phase if the rotor current on full load per phase is 65 ampere. Full load efficiency. Okay, here NS, all of you can calculate 120 F by P. Okay, NS 120 F by P, 1500 RPM. So full load speed is given 1410 RPM. Using that slip you can calculate. Now rotor output is what? Motor output plus mechanical losses both are given. See here, 25 kilowatt is motor output and mechanical losses also given 850 watt. So using this gross mechanical power developed by rotor you can calculate. Now slip you know and PM you know. So the rest parameter P2 and PC if required you can calculate. Okay. So PC, that is rotor copper loss, you can calculate. Clear? Okay. Now once you get rotor copper loss, here what is given? The value of rotor resistance per phase. Calculate the value of rotor resistance per phase if the rotor current on full load per phase is 65 ampere. I told you, if nothing is given, consider it's a star connection. Clear? If nothing is given, consider it as a star connection. So for star connection, line and phase current are equal. So total copper loss we got, PC total copper loss, rotor copper loss we got. So 3 times I2 R its square R2 is equals to total copper loss. So this is 65 ampere given. So using this you can calculate rotor resistance per phase. Okay. Next is what? P2 also you can calculate. What is P2? It's the input to rotor. Okay. Input to rotor P2 you can calculate. Then it's given stator copper loss, stator losses. Stator losses are 1.7 times rotor copper loss. So using this you can calculate stator losses also. Now stator losses you know, P2 you know.
Using this, you can calculate the input to motor. Now output is given, input just now we have calculated. You can calculate the efficiency. Okay, so whatever the material I have forwarded to you, in that these numericals are there. All of you solid additional numericals are there. So here we have finished with 3-phase induction motor. From tomorrow we'll start with single phase induction motor. Okay, so hardly 2 hours topic left, otherwise 6th unit is over. Okay, see, 2 hours means today and tomorrow. On Friday we'll finish with 6th unit also. Clear? Only 2 hours topic left. So clear this sum. Everyone got all sum? Okay, so you solve again this sum. Video today I'll post link on VOLP. Yesterday's I posted. Okay, material already I forwarded these numericals to you. Solve it. So got the sum, everyone? Numericals on 3-phase induction motor clear. So here we have finished with 3-phase induction motor. Got the sum, everyone? Okay. So I'm going to end meeting now. Tomorrow we'll see the single phase induction motor.